Hello, 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 hello. So, patch notes are out. 116, all good. And part of the 116 thing is that they think that Taric and Riven will be quite good. You can buy it for like, oh, all the money in the world, or all the tea in China, or all the Starbucks in America. It's highly expensive. And seeing as we're all probably going to be getting all the cards anyway, I have decided to try and make a deck with Riven and Taric. Obviously, we don't know how Riven will actually play out, but she looks fabulous. Taric has not quite ever fit a massive deck before. Is this the deck? So here is the deck that I have made. 40 cards, Targon and Noxus. Noxus obviously because of Riven, Taric obviously because we're in Targon. So there's a lot of things in here that we can do very, very nicely with. Thank you very much. So let us go through the two champions. There is Taric. He has a support keyword. It says, give me and my supported ally tough this round. You copy the last spell you cast on me this round onto that ally, and it can't be copied again. So what we're looking for are boosted things to help, kind of level up Riven, turn Riven into an absolute disaster. There's also an awful lot of reforging. Reforging is the keyword given to Riven. You get every single time a round ends, you get when you get an attack token, you can reforge. There are people on the Dongers of Runeterra Discord, of which I'm very proud to be a member of, saying, oh, well, Kata would be really good for that. Demacia, so you can Relentless Pursuit, because every time that you put them down, costing 4 or 3 mana, off you go, and you're doing really well. So you will reforge. And once you forge 3 times, Riven levels up and becomes bonkers. So that's great. Because then everything that you put onto Riven when she's leveled up doubles. So that's kind of cool. So let's just see what we have in here. And to be fair, I'm quite liking the idea of Battle Fury. I really am. Battle Fury is the grant you 8/4, which would make, Riven pretty much unbelievable, and will probably win you the game, but it's a very one-trick pony deck. So instead of that, I have kind of went down the Lee Targon deck that we have, the original Taric decks that we have, and then the new cards as well. So let's get straight into this and see how we're doing. Number 1 is Blade Squire. The only one drop that we have in this, it's a 1/2. Last breath, when it dies, you reforge, you will get a fragment. Fragments, there are 3 separate ones. You get a different fragment every single time. And that is how you then level up the very lovely Riven. Secondly, we are on to, reforging is incredibly important. Like, incredibly important. Mountain Goat gets gems. Always helped in Taric decks beforehand. Also works in Lee Sin decks. Kind of bunch you up. The gem is a heal 1 and give you a +1 power. You get every time it strikes. It's a 3/2, cost 2. Pale Cascade, we're in Targon. You absolutely have to have that. +2, +1. And remember, you're going to probably be putting these onto, because if we look at this, in an ideal world, you want a Blade Squire, probably a Runeweaver or a Goat, a Riven, and a Taric, and that'll be your 1, 2, 3, 4. And then any of these spells whatsoever. Any of these spells whatsoever at all are fantastic. But Pale Cascade is great, especially if you play it as a Nightfall thing. You get to draw a card, which is fantastico. So essentially, if you got the Goat down, for instance, you could play a gem, then you can Pale Cascade onto something else. And here's a couple of new ones. A 3/1, when summoned, reforged, so there's another fragment. So Blade Squire into Runeweaver gets you 2 fragments. You are 66% of leveling up your amazing Riven champion. Weapon Hilt, that's one of them. Given ally +2, +0 this round, which is kind of nice. And you get to reforge, which means you get another one as soon as you drop it down for 2 mana. And then after that, we're into our champions. As I've said in nearly every deck video I've ever made, try not to put champions that are the same cost together. It doesn't really work very well and can then lead to really bad decision making happening. So with Riven costing 3 and Taric costing 4, we are in perfect synergy. Riven, as you can see there, when you gain the attack token, reforge, so that's another one. And once you get that all down, you'll see a Blade of the Exile in your hand, and she automatically then levels up and comes from being a 3-4 into a 4-5, which is kind of cool. Sharpen Resolve is another one, given ally 3-2 this round. So now remember that we are using Taric. So, you know, the last one, if you cast that onto him, 3-4 is phenomenal because he's now 6-8, and that's fantastic. See? So the 3 onto that is a 6 and another 2. So he's a 6-6 unit. Added to which, if you've already got Riven out, then she becomes a 6-6 as well. And they are Grant. So yeah, that's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good all the way across. So Sharpen Resolve for 3 mana is a fantastically good card. Zenith Blade. Please play this first, as it will draw you another one. It only gives +1/+2. That helps with their health, but most importantly, gives them Overwhelm. That is a disaster for every single thing going. Zenith is fantastic. You will then get to replace it as well. So again, the next time you throw it out, you do this on attack. Yes, it's slow, but you will be able to put this onto Taric, throw it out. They're both tough. And remember that when Taric has seen you target or support allies 7 times, he levels up, and then pretty much you get Unyielding Spirit on both of these. You could just throw out Taric and the lovely Riven, and off we go, having a whole ton of fun. We also have Bastion, grant an ally +1/+1 and Spell Shield, which will stop all the horrible things like Vengeance and Will of Ionias and all that other sort of stuff. It will just block that off, plus it increases their stat lines. Ibex is not really what you would call a meta card right now, but I think this has got really strong. To be able to do, I mean, it's a solid unit. It costs 4. It's 4 across the board. But my God, grant an ally Overwhelm. So if you haven't got Zenith Blade yet, or you haven't got the fragment that grants a Zenith Blade, this becomes fantastically good. And the Ibex is a fantastically good card. Like, it really is. Let me bring it up so we can see it. It's solid. 4/4 is good, and it is good. But giving an ally Overwhelm, my God, that is fantastic. Survival skills. You know, we are going to be targeting allies all the time. Supporting through Taric. I was thinking of dropping either one of these to get the Mentor of the Stones in, but I think we've got more than enough to target. That's a target. Goats will target. You know, every single time you're reforging, you're targeting. Taric will level very quickly indeed in this, and so will Riven. So because these two will literally go to their optimal stat line really fast, I would suggest that by the end of the mid game, you'll both champions will be leveled, and then it leaves us with a couple of extra things at the end. And in a previous video where I was running Riven with, who was I running Riven with? Is it Darius? I think it was Darius. I think this 5 mana slow spell is an auto include, absolutely an auto include in every single Noxus Death going. I adore this card. Allies can't drop below 1 health this round. You can discard this, so it is good in any discard deck, like, you know, discard aggro with Jinx and Draven and all that sort of stuff, because your strongest ally is invincible. It just will not die. Even you can put it up against Nautilus, it'll still just go down to 1 health. You can block an entire board. You just got to make sure that you drop it real quick, especially if they're in any way thinking of throwing out an open attack. This can stop things fantastically. I may drop this down to 2 though, but it is such a brilliant, brilliant spell. And then we're going to go for the Armored Tusk Rider. Now, why are we going for this? Well, number one, it has Overwhelm. It's a 6/5 unit for 6 mana. But the fact that enemies with 4 or less power can't damage me, well, anything with 4 or, you know, so now it's only things 5 power and above, right? That will kill it. But, you know, you're going to kill back, say, an unleveled Gangplank and still do 1 damage and remove a champion. Most things that are 5 power are either ridiculously expensive. So, like, Armored Tusk Raider costs 6 mana for a 6/5 stat line. You're looking at things at least 5 to 10 mana, and this can be fantastic. That's why we're going to run 3 of them, and I genuinely think that you can't run Noxus without at least 1 Farron, again with Overwhelm, phenomenal stat line at 8/8, and the fact that you get 3 Decimates in hand, which do additional damage, and by the time you're putting him out, it has to be at least round 8. Round 9, you can use at least 1 of them. The next round, you can do that again. That is 12 damage in the next 2 rounds at slow speed. That is going to be enough to win an entire game of Legends of Runeterra. So, I am still really excited about Runeweaver and Blade Squire, and I love these forged things. I really, really like this. You know, that is going to reforge you something. That is going to reforge something when you play it. That allows you to reforge when you die, when the squire disappears. You can reforge. Every time you get an attack token, you're reforging with Riven alone. That is literally just a 3/2, but the survival skills doesn't do anything. There's enough here to reforge and level up Riven really, really quick. Things like Zenith Blade that we've seen to be so good in Lee Sin decks. Bastion being really damn good as well to protect your champions. So essentially, what do we want? So here it would be my imaginative start. Blade Squire, Mountain Goat or Runeweaver, Riven, Bastion, any other spell. Get some units out onto the board first. Make it so it's pretty good. You're starting this whole thing where you can start to support units as soon as Riven and Taric hit the board. You've got Ibex to be able to give Taric and Riven Overwhelm. When Riven levels up every single thing that you're doing to her. So like that, +2. If she's leveled, it's +4. Where is Sharpened Resolved? 3/2 this round. Phenomenal, really good. I mean, it's just fantastically, fantastically good. Even Zenith Blade granting a +1, +2, and Overwhelm. That is fantastic. And Ibex granting an ally Overwhelm, again, is just super good. And the rest of these things all come with built-in Overwhelm Farron and the Tusk Rider. This is a pretty much bog standard Noxus type thing, but it's very, 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 very tight. You've got to play this right for this to actually kick off properly. Riven has got the ability to probably be the best of the 3 new champions. I am really excited for Victor. Zoe, I think, could be a bit of a meme deck, a bit like Fizz and a bit like Teemo. But if you get a good Zoe deck, you're going to be okay. Victor can be with an awful lot of people as well. Riven could be fantastic with other things. I genuinely think that Victor and Vi will be an excellent deck as well. There's so many ways and good champions we can level up, and you know, this is just bumping out the end of the Call of the Mountain package and update. So this is it. After this, it will be a brand new expansion with a whole load of new cards. Hopefully, maybe even a brand new area, a new region altogether. That would be fantastic. So you know, we got Bilgewater, then we've got all our Targon stuff. Wonder who we're going to get next. So this, as I say, the cards when I'm building this weren't out yet. I apologize. This is done on a Thursday, and simply because they said, "Oh, there's all these combos you can do." Taric being able to take these things and then throw it on the Riven, so you're maximizing all the little buffs and everything that you will possibly need to level these two up as quickly as possible. To me, sounds like an amazingly good deal and a fun deck to play. My name is Sith Holocron from the Dongers of Runeterra. I will have all these decks done up by this weekend, which will be Saturday or Sunday, probably Sunday, to have a few days of actually playing on the Friday and the Saturday, where the final versions of the 4 decks that I have put out on Out of Cards, as it's the only place I can find with like Riven and Taric and all the brand new cards on it at the minute. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the new patch when it comes out on Thursday. Thanks for watching. Dongers out.